Birthdays, bridal showers, anniversaries, or business dinners. No matter what the occasion, entertaining can be stressful. I'm Vivia Gugnani here in New York City, here to find out the secrets to organizing a memorable celebration. So let's go behind the burner and meet the expert. So I'm here with eventiste Marcy Blum. Marcy, whether it's a birthday party or a bridal shower, it doesn't matter what the occasion is, there are some general rules to planning a good celebration.
Yes, there are, and they're across the board, you're right, doesn't matter what the event is. And I think the number one tip would be to walk it through as if you're a guest. It sounds so simple again, but so many people don't do it, because if you're the host, everything's going to be fine for you. They're going to have waiters trailing you. You're never going to have to worry about where you park your car. So you're going to have a very different experience. But the party's about the guests. And you cannot be overly detailed. It's impossible. You can, no matter how detailed you are, you'll still forget something.
I always make a list. Like, I'm a Virgo, compulsive list maker.
Yes, I could figure that out. Now that you mention it, makes total sense. Yeah.
It does. You make a list of everything, so you stay organized when you're planning any event, and whatever you can do in advance, I try and do in advance.
Right. For me, it's much more effective to do something that I call a mind map. It's not that I didn't make it up. It's a term, so that the list is rather than linear, and I say this to all my event clients. You know, when we did Donnie Deutsch's 50th birthday 2 years ago, he would call me at like 10:15 and go, and I was thinking about, we're going to have absolute grapefruit. That's my favorite. And then 20 minutes later, he'd call me and say, what color is this? I was like, why don't you just start making, you know, just scribble things on a piece of paper. I think food is becoming more and more important as
Food's very important to us.
As you may have noticed. And I think food should be playful and as simple as possible for the event. Because if you're doing a bridal shower, for example, women do not like to get overly involved in something complicated to eat while they want to open up presents. They want to be able to roast their girlfriend, perhaps, or even, you know, affectionately. They want to be involved in the other things that are going on. So keep that in mind when you plan the menu. What is the party about? You know, it's interesting because the rule for many years was it shouldn't be higher than from your elbow to your center finger. And in a table like this, you know, which is sort of rectangular, that works. In a round table, most events have a 70-inch, 72-inch, or a 60-inch round table.
Right.
You're not talking to the people across the table from you anyway.
You can't, too far away.
You can't, even if there were nothing in the center of the table. So the most drama you're going to get in a room with a very high ceiling or something that doesn't have a lot of pizzazz is a high centerpiece. There's no way of getting around it. If it's a more intimate dinner, we do tablescapes that have all sorts of tchotchkes, for lack of a better term. So we'll do mini vases, and then maybe paperweights, pieces of crystal, salt and pepper shakers of all different kinds, so that the table, the little details on the table itself are something to talk about.
What do you think about the booze, the alcohol, fun stuff?
You know, I think for an afternoon, for a luncheon, I think it's absolutely fine and certainly less expensive to just serve wine and beer. And
it's appropriate for the daytime.
Absolutely.
I think the important part is also knowing your crowd and knowing what they're expecting and looking for in the event. You know, is it a big celebration? Is it going to have bubbly? Because people celebrate when they have sparkling wine and champagne and Prosecco and Cava. Or is it something like, you know, they're coming and it's a kid's birthday.
That's exactly.
And you just the centerpiece is going to be the kid's cake.
But I think if you are serving just beer and wine, and you're doing it for whatever reason, it's going to cost you the same to have a couple of different wines. Have a Cab, have a Pinot Noir, have a Merlot, and have that as something to engage the bartender with, as well as, you know, I live in Brooklyn. We always try to have a Brooklyn beer and a couple of different kinds, and have it displayed on the bar, so it's not just red wine or white wine. At least you're making that. Every detail, again, it's not about the money, but every detail should seem as if you thought about it and you were trying to do something lovely for your guests.
Marcy, for all your great tips.
Thank you.
Stay tuned to Behind the Burner, where we give you the tips, tricks, and techniques that are lighting the culinary world on fire. For Q&A, photos, and more, visit behindtheburner.com.